All right, so let's go ahead and start finishing up with the inequalities. To start, let's remember that less than is going to remind us to use and. So less than or equal to, great or, greater than and greater than or equal to are going to remind us to use the word or. So to start, you want to make sure the absolute value symbol is by itself. It is here, so we can set up our two inequalities. M is greater than 5. M is less than. Remember, we're going to flip the inequality from greater than to less than, and you're going to make it negative. From there, you would need to solve if that applies. Here, M is already by itself. And so we just need to decide whether it's and or, great or. So we're going to use or, so we'll have two inequalities going in opposite directions. So here's my M is greater than 5. Here's my M is less than negative 5. Same idea here. You got absolute value by itself already, so we got V is less than 2. V is flip the inequality, make it negative. Flip the inequality, make it negative. Less than. So we're going to use and in between, which means it's going to intersect. So we're going to want anything that is less than 2. So anything that is left of there. And we want things that are bigger than negative 2. So you want things to the right of there. So in between is going to be the things that are less than 2 and greater than negative 2. This one here, absolute value still by itself. We're just going to have some stuff that we need to solve once we've set up our two inequalities. So you've got 9 plus v greater than 5. It's a greater than, so we're going to go with or. 9 plus v less than negative 5. Okay, everything that's on the left of the inequality sign, everything that's over here, is just going to stay the way it is. The only things that are going to switch is that your inequality changes direction, and then whatever's on the right side needs to become negative. So we've got 9 plus v. We want that v to be by itself, so we're going to subtract 9 on both sides. That gives us v greater than negative 4. Subtract 9 on both sides. Gives us v less than negative 14. So anything that is less than negative 14 or bigger than negative 4 is part of our solution here for number 15. All right, moving on to the next one. Number 16. Absolute value is by itself, so we can set up two inequalities. X over 10 less than or equal to 5. X over 10 greater than or equal to negative 5. Inequality needs to change direction. The number on the right needs to be made negative. So we are going to undo division with multiplication here. It's x divided by 10. We don't want to divide by 10. We want x to be by itself. We can make that happen by doing an inverse operation of multiplication on both sides. So you got x is less than or equal to 50. And multiply by 10 on both sides over here as well. X is greater than or equal to negative 50. It's a less than or equal to, so it's going to be an and, less than. And so everything in between, anything that's less than 50 but bigger than negative 50 is part of the solution. You can choose any number in there and it's going to make it a true statement. For instance, if we took 10, 10 over 10 is 1, absolute value of 1 is 1, 1 is less than or equal to 5. So that gives us a true statement. All right, next one here. Absolute value is by itself, so we can set up two inequalities. Maybe. 9m minus 8 greater than or equal to 17. Absolute value of 9m minus 8 less than or equal to 17. Did I get that right? It's covering up my 9m minus 8 greater than or equal to 17. Okay. All right, now we're ready to go. Absolute values by itself, so we can set up two inequalities. We got 9m minus 8 greater than or equal to 17. Greater, great or. 9m minus 8. Again, the left side stays the same. Flip the inequality, make it negative. Undo subtraction with addition. 9m greater than or equal to 25. Divided by 9 on both sides, so m is greater than or equal to greater than or equal to 25 over 9. Add 8 to both sides. 9m less than or equal to negative 9. Divide by 9 on both sides. M is less than or equal to negative 1. So we want things that are less than negative 1 or 25 divided by 9. 9 times 3 is 27, so 9 times 2 is 18. 25 minus 18, 7, so 9 and 7/9. So we're going to be almost 3. That'll work. So anything, those are both solutions. Anything that's more than 25 over, more than or equal to, excuse me. So we should fill in that circle. And then less than or equal to 2, so we should fill in that circle. But anything that is more than or equal to 25 over 9 or less than or equal to negative 1 is going to make it true, and you can try a few of those on your own if you want. Last one here for this video. We've got absolute value of negative 2 plus 3n less than 10. Absolute values by itself, so two inequalities. Negative 2 plus 3n less than 10. Negative 2 plus 3n greater than negative 10. Less than, so it's going to be an and. Add 2 to both sides to undo the minus 2. 3n less than 12 divided by 3. N is less than 4. And add 2 to both sides. 3n greater than negative 8 divided by 3 on both sides. N is greater than negative 8 over 3, which is like negative 2 2/3. So we're like right in here. And anything that is bigger than that, it's an and inequality, so it should be shading the middle, because that's where it overlaps. All right, see you in our last video.